So then fast forward, go through engineering, get a job in the Valley, typical engineering job, and then you kind of start to dabble in fitness as a trainer, and then you start to do your MBA. So maybe just talk us from that point, that time period, and then how you got your job at Google, and what it attracted you to your role at Google. Of course, there's no question what attracted you to Google, but what attracted you to your role in Google, the specific role. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went down the electrical engineering track. Very intellectually challenging, but I think on the one hand, I was very determined. I was saying, like, this is kind of a grind, but I'm not going to let it get me down. Like, I want to show I can do this. I can get good grades. But then on the other hand,
electrical's no joke. That's one of the toughest.
Yeah. It was tough. But on the other hand, I think I was a little too young to just kind of have the self-awareness to say, I think this is out of alignment with what you're really looking for. So I got a few years into my engineering career after I graduated, and I was still feeling pretty unfulfilled. And people kept asking me, like, hey, can you train me? And I tell them, I'm not a qualified personal trainer. I'm just a guy who works out. So no. But then at some point I thought, I'm pretty dissatisfied in my engineering career. What if I went and got certified? And so I talked my way into a personal training internship at a community college that was right near my work. And I tried it, and then I found a job in personal training that was actually across the street from where I was an engineer. And I found I loved it. It was, you work closely with people, you learn how to support them, not just physically and emotionally through their journey. And you could make a real difference in their lives. And so I realized I loved that. I was too risk averse to leave engineering right away. So I tried to do both. And that was kind of just a recipe for starting to burn out. And then so I said, okay, how would I combine this into one career where I'm like, I like the engineering side where I'm trying to solve problems. I like the health and fitness side where I'm helping people. And what I saw was in the corporate space, companies were willing to pay to help employees improve their health and well-being. And it was this win-win. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to sell personal training sessions. I don't have to sell gym memberships, and I get to help people like at scale. And so that's where I said, this is a business problem, not an exercise science problem. I'm going to apply to some business schools, see where this takes me. And that's how I ended up at Berkeley with you. And so I did the journey through Berkeley. I learned so much from just the diversity of people with different backgrounds and different skill sets. And then coming out, I was one of the last people in our class to find a full-time offer. Like, I had done an internship in organizational development, which I was interested in the HR field as well, but it still didn't feel quite right. So I decided after a bunch of unsatisfying interviews, I just wiped the deck clean and said, I'm not doing anything that's outside health and well-being, which whittled my job search down to 2 things I could find. And so one of them was just not a good fit. And then the last interview I had was the Google one. And I remember sitting in the parking lot before that interview thinking to myself, I am so tired. And I actually, I hadn't prayed in a long time. It was the first time I prayed. And I said, if this is the role for me, just let the words flow out of me and give me a sign, just let it happen. And if it's not that, then I'll let this go. And then I went to do my interview. And one of the first questions they asked was, so tell me, what do you know about this role and what do you think it's about? And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to say what I feel. I threw out all of our interview training and I said, I read the job description, but who can tell from those things? Here's what I want to do. And I told them, I saw the opportunity to help people via corporations for their health and well-being. I said, I feel like that field can be built out. I feel like it can be better connected with data. And so if that's what you want me to do, that's what I want to do. And their answer was, great, that's what we want you to do. And then I did the rest of my interviews and I got the job.
That's amazing. That's such a cool story. The prayer part as well, because it looks like your prayer was answered, right? The words just flowed out of you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it was God, the universe, you know,
Some power.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some power has
Your
guided me.
ancestors. Yeah, exactly.